Hello, my friends, and welcome to Leading with Love, the podcast where we explore how love, empathy, acceptance, and diversity can transform the way we lead at work, within our families, and in our communities. I'm your host, Laura, and I believe leadership is not about titles, it's about how we show up for people. Today is our very first episode, so I want to take a moment to share a little about who I am, why I started this podcast, and what you can expect as a long term listener because I truly hope you decide to stay engaged. Now, let's get into a little bit about me. I spent the last 20 years in the corporate environment, 15 of which were in leadership roles. What truly filled my cup as a leader was connecting with people and making sure they felt not only supported, but genuinely cared for. Whether you're leading a team at work, hoping to step into a leadership role, or simply striving to make a positive impact in your everyday relationships, this is the place for you. And I'll be honest, I've often used the phrase, we're a family at work. I know some people roll their eyes when they hear it because it doesn't always show up in the way leaders respond when they're truly needed. There's a real disconnect between leaders and those that they are called to lead. And I've seen firsthand how that gap affects not only organizational results, but people's lives. For example, when one of my team members faced a personal crisis, I made it a priority to check in regularly and offer support well beyond just work related concerns. It was not Laura, the leader, talking to an employee, it was human to human, and that's what is important. That experience taught me the true meaning of leading with empathy, and it reminded me how small acts of genuine care can transform someone's day and their sense of belonging. So, my goal is to help bridge that gap by holding space for both perspectives. I want my listeners to be inspired to create cultures of love, empathy, acceptance, and diversity wherever they go, at work, at home, or in your communities. You don't need an official title to be a leader. If you have any level of influence on someone's life, you're a leader. So I want to empower you for lasting success by using love as a strategy. And yes, I know it might sound a little cheesy, but I really do believe that love conquers all. Something else to know about me is that I love affirmations. At times, we all need a word of encouragement or just some positivity to start our days. So, with each episode, I will share an affirmation that relates to the topic. So, let me know in the comments if the affirmations resonate with you or if you have one that you like to share. Feel free to post it in the comments. And follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, where I will share each episode's affirmations and key points, along with some other valuable content to aid on your journey to leading with love. With that being said, I do have an affirmation for today's episode focused on new beginnings. So take a deep breath in, exhale, relax, close your eyes unless you're driving, and receive the affirmation. I'll repeat it a couple times, so feel free to say it with me once you catch on. I give myself permission to begin again. I welcome change, and I trust the process of growth. Every day is a new opportunity to become more of who I am meant to be. Again, I give myself permission to begin again. I welcome change, and I trust the process of growth. Every day is a new opportunity to become more of who I am meant to be. I'll say it one more time. I give myself permission to begin again. I welcome change, and I trust the process of growth. Every day is a new opportunity to become more of who I am meant to be. Now, I understand that the second line of that affirmation about welcoming change and trusting the process of growth might not be easy for some people, and that's okay. The first step is being open to it. True growth and development can be uncomfortable, but if you trust the process, you can create something truly beautiful within yourself and others. Which leads me to another thing you should know about me. I'm obsessed with butterflies. I know. Don't judge me. Yes, I am that girl. But something Maya Angelou said really sums up like my obsession and why I'm obsessed. She said, "We delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely admit the changes it has gone through to achieve that beauty." Life is full of change, and it's usually uncomfortable when it happens, but how you come out of it is what matters. So, this is personal for me, friends. I'm starting a new phase in my life, and it begins with this platform. In my leadership journey, I've learned that leading with love works better than any other approach. And let's be clear, leading with love doesn't mean you don't hold people accountable or that you avoid telling the truth. I would argue that you can't lead with love without doing those things. But there's a way to do it. You need to take steps to build trust and connection to lead with love effectively. So, as I close out this episode, I want you to think about what leading with love looks like to you. Have you been blessed enough to have a leader demonstrate that in your life? I know I have, and it inspired me to pass it along. So, share your thoughts and stories about that inspiring leader in the comments. How did they demonstrate leading with love? So that's all for today, friends. If you decide to take this journey with me, and I hope that you do, tune in each week for a new episode and interact with me in the comments section. I'll be hosting some lives where we can interact in real time. I'll have some special guests come on to help me deep dive into some leadership topics and talk through some real life scenarios. And we'll even unpack some of your favorite affirmations along the way. So thank you for joining me today on Leading with Love. And if today's episode inspired you, please subscribe, share, and join me next week as we keep building a world led with love.